closers. You're going to hear that your price is just too high in so many different ways. What are some of those ways, you ask? I need to think about it. Do you have a business card? Yeah, look, I just got to talk to my wife. We never buy on the first day. We never buy at the first place. In this video, we're going to deal with the more blunt, the more accurate, the more truthful. Your price is just too high. And today we'll learn 3 easy steps that's going to make you more clutch in the close and turn that's just more than I wanted to pay into deals. Okay. I know you're ready for the steps. We're talking about the 3 steps you got to get to, but I'll tell you, before I tell you these steps, you got to figure out how to remember them, right? Clutch closers know that a mind in motion tends to stay in motion, and you can't have hiccups. When you hear that your price is too high, you've got to be able to flow it. And to flow it, you remember the 3 steps: reinforce, condition, get. RCG, RCG, RCG. So all we got to remember is 3 letters. We don't have to remember 3 steps. All we have to remember is 3 letters, RCG. Reinforce, condition, get. When they say, that's not enough for my trade-in, those payments are too high, that's more than we wanted to pay, RCG it, because RCG is clutch. Number 1. Reinforce. We have to be able to take this objection, we have to reinforce it. First thing we have to do is test it. Test the water. Is the objection real? They may just be making a statement. You may just hear, yeah, that's more than I want to pay. The payments are too high. And the real truth is, isn't everything nowadays? Everything is too much. Everything costs more than we want to pay. Prices aren't going down, they're going up. And if you move too fast and you take that amateur approach, those payments are too high. Well, how much did you want to pay? At that point, when you say how much did you want to pay, you take a buyer and you potentially turn them into a shopper. How much did we want to pay? Well, we want to pay $300 a month and you're at $500. And you wonder why you're $200 a month away. You ask them, how much do they want to pay? That might not be how much they're willing to pay. They may have been willing to pay $500, but we ask them, how much do you want to pay? We have to be able to reinforce that objection. Yeah, that payment's just more than we wanted to pay. I understand, but the truth is, everything seems to be more than we want to pay nowadays. This is the 2020 model that you talked about and you wanted. You told me you wanted leather. You told me you wanted a sunroof. Why don't we just go ahead and get the car buying experience behind us so you can start enjoying your new vehicle today? Fair enough? Now here comes the second part of this deal, and that's conditioning that offer. And what we mean by conditioning the offer is we're going to condition the parameters of that payment. The average salesperson is going to move right into, well, what did you want to pay? And when you, as soon as you say that, you hand the football off and you're chasing them. Who gets tireder, offense or defense? Defense always gets tireder. Defense has no idea where the runner's running, and so they have to look, anticipate, and move. Stay on offense. To do that, we've got to condition this offer. Yeah, that payment's just a little bit more than we want to pay. Look, I completely understand. But the truth is, we never miss a deal by much. Let's say we're at $500 a month here, right? Were you thinking somewhere along the lines of $470, $480? Is that more in the ballpark of where you were thinking? If we're talking about payments, you're going to pick a number $10, $20, $30 less than where you're at now. If you're talking about trade-in, you're going to pick a number $100, $200, $300 higher than where you're at now. If we're talking about sale price, you're going to pick a number $100, $200, $300 less than where you're at now. We're setting the parameters inside this car deal that when we talk about payments, we don't have to negotiate in hundreds of dollars. When we talk about sale price, we don't have to negotiate in thousands of dollars. Who says we can't negotiate in $10 and $100 increments? If you don't believe a couple of $100 is a lot of money and worth negotiating, the truth is 60% of the population, when asked, could you come up with $400 in an emergency, said no. A couple of $100 is a lot of money to most people. Yeah, that payment's just higher than what we were thinking. Look, I totally understand. But the truth is, we never miss a deal by much. Were you thinking more along the lines of $470, $480? Is that somewhere more in the ballpark of where you were thinking? And now it's time to just wait. Just pause and let's see if we get an offer. If our customer comes back in and says, yeah, we were really thinking of $400 a month, You may think that's a long way away from where you started. We're talking about $100 a month. But the fact that we conditioned this offer, we may have avoided the $300 a month offer that we originally would have got. Is anywhere closer to that $450 number in your budget? Could $420, $425 work? No, we really need to be at $410. We're already stretching our budget there. Now it's time for step 3. Get the offer in writing. So many times people skip this step. A clutch closer never skips getting it in writing. So just to clarify my thinking, as long as we can get this vehicle to $410 a month with no money down, we're doing business and paperwork today. Does that sound right? Sounds right. At that point, once they sign on that offer, you've got the best odds in the house. A 70% chance that you have a deal. That's what you've got to strive for in every one of your deals. No matter how crazy the offer is, never think it's not worth writing down. Always get the offer in writing. And finally, you're getting up, you've got your offer in writing, you've worked, you've went through bumps, you've followed the steps. As you're walking off, you look at your customer and you say, Mr. Customer, this could be a little tough. I need you to do one more thing for me. Promise me if I can't get to this number, you won't hold it against me personally. Oh yeah, we won't hold it against you personally. Great. Wish me luck. That little piece right there is a clutch close. It brings your customer in. It makes sure both of you are on the same side of the table. It's you and them against the house at that point. Your customer's committed. They've signed off in writing that they're ready to do business. You're fighting hard for them, and they want to do business with you, and everyone's engaged, except maybe one person. When you go to the desk and you take it up with your manager and he looks at it and the first thing he says to you, are you crazy, $410 a month? And you're like, what? RCG, man, I followed all the steps. I told him to wish me luck. And at no point have we said, if I could, would you? That is being clutch in the close. Clutch closers, I know you're going to be using RCG to close more car deals. If you like what you heard, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell, give it a thumbs up, because that's how you become a clutch closer.